And now, NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen with your host, Susie Ross.
Hello, I'm Susie Ross. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. This week, we're taking a look at some of our favorite day-in-the-life stories from the year. Let's take a look. One of our favorite types of stories on Cattlemen to Cattlemen is our Day in the Life segment. This week, we head west to California to visit rancher Dwayne Martin. Let's take a look.
Well, when I started in the cattle business, I guess I just did it because I like cows. And it's difficult to get in a lot of numbers in a hurry or anything, so that I just drove that cement truck as long as I could till I thought I got enough cows to where I could sustain a living. And my goal in life was maybe to have 300 cows someday. Well, when I got there, I never ever thought about a goal or anything after that. I just kept going, and here I am, and I don't know how I got here.
We manage them as one. I've got my cow herd and he's got his. I run my yearlings and he runs his. All the cattle are separate. But we manage it as one unit, work together every day to make decisions on what we ought to do in marketing and purchasing. We lease some properties from different park agencies and water district agencies, and they create some challenges, dealing with the red-legged frog habitat, kit fox habitat, and dealing with the public, because they've got a lot of people that'll hike through all them ranches that are open to the public. They're owned by the public, so they allow them to come in, and dealing with the bulls being out there at different times of the year can be difficult. Making sure that the grass meets the requirements. You've got minimum dry matter requirements and maximum dry matter requirements, and they'll be out there measuring the grass in May and measuring it again in September, making sure that you meet all these requirements. And it's not a matter of what you think's right, it's a matter of what they want. And when they say jump, you just say how high and try to make it work for everybody.
But that's kind of the way it is here. You can't buy any ranches. I mean, I've managed to get one or two, but it's taken a long time. We breed quite a few heifers for replacements and raise all our replacements. And calving was a problem, trying to find Cavanese bulls. So we went to a longhorn breeding program, and we did that for several years. And we found it to be okay, but we bought our bulls and kept them over, and you hate to keep them old bulls over for so long just to use them the next season. And we met with Agri-Beef, and they got into a Wagyu program to sell American Kobe beef. And so we're breeding all our heifers 2 Wagyu bulls now, and they have a very small calf. It's very Cavanese.
It works good for us because we breed these heifers as yearlings, less than at a year of age, and the Wagyu bull throws a little calf. We don't hardly pull any calves, and here in California, when these cows are on good feed year-round, that last 30 days of gestation, that calf can really grow. And if we use low birth weight bulls of any type other than Wagyu or Longhorn, we can get into a lot of calving problems.
What's really unique about California is we can run cattle here summer and winter and on grass at all times. My cows really never seen a bale of hay unless there's a drought or something. But if you went out there in the pickup and took a bale of hay and spread it out, they'd probably just look at you. They have green feed here 12 months of the year. The winter, the foothills, it starts to rain in November, and the green grass will start, and they'll graze in the foothills till April or May, and then they come into irrigated pastures, and they summer on them, or go to Oregon to summer grass, or I take some to Nevada, the meadows, to summer grass. We truck our cows to grass, so we don't truck any hay or feed any. I just love them cows and calves. That's just the way it is. I can go look at them every day.
Purina's wind and rain minerals are research tested and field proven to provide balanced mineral nutrition essential for cattle health, growth, and reproduction. They're highly palatable so cattle consume what they need when they need it. And wind and rain minerals special formulation resists the elements so they won't blow out of the feeder and maintain their palatability even if they've been wet. Wind and rain cattle minerals from Purina Mills, building better cattle.
2 100% pure USDA inspected patties are only the beginning of what make the Big Mac famous, and that's what we're made of.
Hello, I'm Andy Grossetta. I'm a beef producer from Cottonwood, Arizona, and I currently serve as Vice President of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Join me this February in Reno, Nevada at the most important meeting for the cattle industry. It is a great opportunity to keep up with current events and find new ideas to help make your business more profitable. Visit beefusa.org or call 1-800-525-3085 for more information. See you in Reno.
Head north to Montana and you'll find the beautiful Cayuse Livestock Company. Northern Ag Network's Russell Nemitz introduces us to rancher Bill Donald.
Well, ranchers always like to hear what other ranchers are doing, Bill. Maybe talk about a typical day here at the Cayuse Livestock Company.
Well, the thing about my life is I don't really have a typical day, and that's why I love the ranching lifestyle. For example, one day this spring I was mucking out a calving stall one day and shaking hands with the President of the United States the next. And being in leadership at NCBA has afforded me many opportunities like that. And as far as the day-to-day work on the ranch, my responsibilities with Cayuse Livestock are the financial end of things. I keep the books and I do the marketing and run the yearlings down on the lease operation in Fishdale.
You know, aside from the grandchildren and having that opportunity to work hand in hand with your family every day, which is an incredible experience, what's your favorite part about the ranch?
Well, I think one of the more rewarding parts has been building the cow herd up. And through the years, we've used a lot of artificial insemination and got our genetic base to a place where the cattle that we raise do very well in this climate. And yet they go on and they do very well in the feedlot and on the rail. And one of the more rewarding parts has been the marketing of the cattle. The last couple of years we've sold over the Superior Video and done very well then. It's very rewarding to see a demand for the product that you're putting so much energy into.
What about one of your major challenges here on this operation?
Well, probably the greatest challenge, especially with a multi-generational ranch, is keeping the lines of communication open. Like I said, we did write up a vision statement and a mission statement, and that helps us plot out the course, but it takes a lot of effort to keep communication open and make sure everybody's on the same page every day. We're scattered over a couple different states on 3 different operations, and it's important that we communicate on a regular basis and make sure that everybody's on the same page.
Bill, earlier you talked about how the ranch has a mission statement. You guys are very active in the industry, obviously, and you set goals here. And you know, aside from doing very proactive things like that, one of the most important things that you continue to stress is the next generation, those grandbabies playing over there on the rock wall, and how you've developed this ranch with help of your dad and your granddad to be able to pass it on to that next generation.
That's right. I guess one of the things that I've learned from the tradition of my grandfather and my father is that I view myself as a trustee for the ranch. That I really don't feel that it's in my best interest or the family's best interest to sell it. I view myself as a trustee during my time here to run it the best way I can and leave it in better shape than I found it, and also add to it when the opportunity arises. And that comes from both my father and grandfather, who set this up so they were able to pass it on to us, and we're working diligently so we can pass it on to the next generation.
Fort Dodge Animal Health knows your animals are an important part of your way of life. That's why we're committed to providing you with a complete family of livestock vaccines and pharmaceuticals to protect your investments, save you time, and ensure quality and safety in your operation. Your herd and your horses are important to you. That's why they're important to us. Fort Dodge Animal Health. For more information on our entire family of livestock products, visit us online.
Out here, you do a job right, then you move on. And when the job is fast treatment of shipping fever, Baytril 100 is how you do it. It's designed specifically for first-line treatment of bovine respiratory disease, for use by or on the order of a licensed veterinarian. Extra label use in food-producing animals is prohibited. Ask your veterinarian for more information. When the job is killing BRD fast, choose Baytril 100. Right the first time.
Dell and Nancy King are familiar faces to cattlemen across the Southeast. Headquartered in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, Dell, his wife Nancy, and son Chuck run a family-owned order buying business specializing in cattle fresh out of the country.
Most of our customers want us to see the cattle before they're purchased, see them in person. So we travel the Southeast, my wife and I, and try to see the cattle that we buy personally before they're purchased. And also our customers like for us to be there when they're being weighed and sorted and put on the trucks. Maybe that's kind of the old-fashioned way, but most of our customers expect that.
In their 40th year, the Kings make it a point to share their knowledge about industry trends with their customers. Dale is an innovative leader. He's active on the National Beef Quality Assurance Advisory Board and a champion of preconditioned calf sales.
Health is primary. These cattle have got to be healthy to perform and to have repeat business. But I think everybody is demanding that cattle to be handled better, and we are improving. And I'm pleased with that, and my customers are pleased with that.
Dell knows what his customers want. Healthy feeder cattle that have superior performance and predictability can make the difference between success or failure. This is a hands-on job for the Kings. On any given day, they travel the back roads to work side by side with their customers.
Because when we load cattle, my wife and I and my son, we are drawn up in a knot until we hear that they're delivered and everything was okay. You just can't help but worry when you put these cattle on the road costing $50,000 or $60,000 for a customer. You want him to be pleased, and if they get delivered on time, he's going to be happy and if they're in good shape. So until we hear from our trucking company manager and say the cattle are delivered, everything was fine, everybody was happy, then we could kind of give a sigh of relief.
You could say that cattle ranching runs in the Grosetta family.
I just attended meetings with my mom and dad and enjoyed the people that were there and really made my heart big for the cattle industry.
Ahead on Cattlemen to Cattlemen, a day in the life of Anna Grosetta as she learns the industry ropes. We'll be right back.
More time on the job means more work gets done. And when the job's all about keeping your herd healthy and productive, remember, only BovaShield Gold FP helps provide a full year's fetal protection against BVD persistent infections and IBR abortions. Why risk using anything less? Ask your veterinarian or animal health supplier about BovaShield Gold.
Welcome back. In the desert of Arizona, a young woman named Anna Grosetta is making her way into the cattle industry with a little help from her dad. Here's Anna's story in her own words.
Hi, my name is Anna Grosetta. I'm from Cottonwood, Arizona. I'm a senior at the University of Arizona in agriculture economics, and I'm here in Cottonwood today at my family's ranch, where I'm a fourth-generation rancher, and I'm happy to show you around. We run between 300 and 400 head of mother cows, and we run on about 40 sections of 75% of it being federal lands, that'd be Forest Service, and the remaining 25% are private and state leased lands. It's been in my family since my great-grandfather, and behind me you can see our oldest barn. My great-grandfather built this barn out of Arizona cypress trees. He hauled the logs here by wagon from 20 miles away and built it in 1936. So Dad, what do you remember about me on the ranch?
Well, I had a lot of great memories of you and your older brother and sister. I know during fall roundup, you always wanted to go, even when you were real small, to go with Paul and Katie, your older brother and sister, out and start with us on fall roundup.
My first involvement in the cattle industry started when I was a little girl, and I loved to attend our state cattlemen's meetings because I looked at them as more of a vacation. And I started out in our Arizona Junior Livestock Association, and I really enjoyed being around other kids who had backgrounds that were similar to mine. I just attended meetings with my mom and dad and enjoyed the people that were there, and really made my heart big for the cattle industry. Then I had a great opportunity to be the Arizona Beef Ambassador. And with that great opportunity with the National Beef Ambassador Program, I was able to secure an internship with the USDA in Washington, D.C.
I think you have a fantastic future, and any young person who's interested in the cattle industry today has a very promising future in our business. Being in the cattle business for several generations, it's very important that we have young people get involved and engaged in the cattle industry.
I want to stay in the beef industry because it's what I love. I grew up with, I think, the most wonderful people there is in the world, and they're caring and they're kind and they're generous, and I just want to help them continue with the livelihood that they've had and what I've grown up with. I want other people to be able to participate in that.
Thank you, Anna. What a great story.
Are you hunting for membership value? Join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association to enjoy an exclusive member benefit. 15% off Cabela's gift cards from NCBA for your cattle business. You can use the cards to purchase all of your favorite Cabela's merchandise. Join NCBA today to take part in this outstanding savings program, in addition to all of the benefits of being an NCBA member. Visit beefusa.org.
Our quarter pounder with cheese is made from 100% pure USDA beef. That means there's 0% anything else. That's what we're made of.
NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen, a television show by cattlemen for cattlemen.
We're taking a look at some of our favorite day in the life segments from Cattlemen to Cattlemen. This week, we're taking a look at John Queen Farms in North Carolina. John Queen is a fourth-generation cattle producer and is currently serving as president of NCBA. Let's take a look.
Our family farm was founded here in 1917 by my grandfather. He farmed it all his life and passed it on to my dad at a later date. My dad did the same to me. I became a partner here in this farm in 1968. Of course, I had to work as a child and a kid all along until that time came about. We're here in the mountains of western North Carolina. We love these mountains, we love this land, and love to see it preserved forever if at all possible.
John is making history as he becomes one of only 3 southeastern producers to lead NCBA in its more than 100-year history. But his roots run deep in the cattle business and every segment of the cattle business.
And most of them were the old Herefords, old horned Herefords. And then we got into the short horns, and then the Charolais crosses with the short horns. We had a good friend in Florida that had the Charolais bulls, and we had the first Charolais in North Carolina that we crossed with commercial cows here in the mountains, and that was back in the early '60s. After we started crossing with Charolais, then we started using black bulls in our herd. And we had, we were a cow-calf operator until about 1981. I got into the sale barn business in 1979, and we sold the cow herd that had been in our family since the early 1800s in 1981. From that point forward, we've been a backgrounder or a preconditioner of sorts here in the mountains.
John Queen Farms is located in Waynesville, North Carolina. Waynesville borders the beautiful mountains in the western part of the state.
Excellent part of the country to raise cattle in. We have good climate here. We have no severe hot days and really no severe cold days. One of the biggest treats I used to have was Granddad and Dad come get us out of school, and I'd get to bring some of my friends with me, and we get to lay out of school and drive cattle to the mountain pasture, and that was a big treat back then. We get up here to the Cattlemen Ranch area. It's a 1,000-acre boundary on a mountain opposite from where my ancestors used to graze cattle. We still graze cattle today. This large boundary was the first ski area in eastern America. But like the Cattlemen Ranch that we graze, they've put it in conservation easement. Part of the properties around our farms have been placed in conservation easements. We even have a conservation easement through our farm here along the streams that we've given away. And it's just one of those things you have to do to preserve the land, is to give away the developmental rights.
Age and source verified, gentlemen. Reputation cattle. Any further questions?
We do have a video telemarket sale that we operate here out of our farm once a month. As a matter of fact, today we just had our December sale. So excellent opportunity for marketing cattle. Excellent part of the country to raise cattle in. Oh, I'm very excited about becoming president of NCBA. You know, as I grew up and then when I joined the association, I never ever dreamed of being an officer in this association. But as years have gone by and the more involved I've become with the board of directors and in the committees and certainly within my relationship with the 8 states here in my region, it's just become a real challenge that I'm excited about. We're a nation of small producers, and over the years we have not participated. And we're at a point now that the small producers, as many of them as there are in the country, need to voice their opinion, and they have the same right as the large producer. And with those voices coming together, multitudes of voices, then we're heard when we go to Washington, D.C. So that's what we need to work for at NCBA. Increased membership, increased grassroots participation, increased speaking for ourselves to our congressmen and senators.
Joining us in the studio today is NCBA President John Queen. Welcome, John.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
It seems like only yesterday we were at your farm shooting that segment, and yet here we are. It's almost halfway into the year. Does it feel like your term is going by that quickly?
Yes, this year is going by very quickly, and as is my entire time that I've been an officer at NCBA. It's all passing relatively quick, you know, but I will have to say it's an unforgettable experience. I never dreamed when I became a member of my local Cattlemen's Association a year ago that I would be in this position or this would have happened to me, you know. But here again, this is how NCBA works and how you can get involved. If you want to be active and get involved in this industry, NCBA is always looking for great leaders and new leaders and people that want to be advocates for our industry.
Our viewers got a chance to see your farm today. It looks like a beautiful way to live and raise cattle.
Well, thank you. We certainly love our farm there in our region in the western mountains of North Carolina, and it is a great area to have not only a cattle operation but multiple cattle operations around there and all over the southeast, you know. We have a perfect climate there for grazing cattle. We've done that for over 4 generations with my family, and they've done it all over the southeast for that period of time. You
were on Capitol Hill recently testifying, giving some testimony on cattle marketing. Tell us about that experience.
Yes, I was. I had the opportunity to speak before not only a House Ag Committee, but the Senate Ag Committee and testify about the industry structure and competition, and Congress is debating that now in the Farm Bill. You know, we certainly at NCBA want to educate Congress to this fact, and we have so many people in Congress today that do not realize how the cattle industry works in America today. So they want, you know, or tend to be more involved in government, being more involved in our operations, and certainly restricting our marketing options. And we don't want that. We certainly don't want more government involvement. We want less as we go forward. And in my testimony, I told them that, you know, our policy at NCBA, developed by our members, says that we don't want government to tell us how we can or cannot market our cattle. And that was the intention of my testimony.
You're also going to be out visiting this summer a lot of the state affiliate meetings. Can you tell us what's on your travel agenda?
Yes, I will get to visit quite a few, and this is certainly a great opportunity. It's the opportunity for me to meet individual producers one-on-one to discuss, you know, what they're dealing with at home and what issues are affecting them most.
There you heard it right there. It's a personal invitation. John, happy trails to you. Thanks for joining us. Hope we'll have you again soon.
Well, thanks for having me.
For more information about NCBA and how you can get involved, go to beefusa.org. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. Don't forget to check us out on the web at cattlementocattlemen.org. We'll be back with another edition next week at 8:30 Eastern Time right here on RFD TV.